Hey everyone, welcome back to Catching Up with the Walkers. Thanks for stopping by.
I'm actually here.
And Cassie's here. And this video is sponsored by June's Journey. We'll tell you more about that in a little bit. But you know what? The weather is going to cool down. Finally.
So excited.
And what does that mean, Cassie?
Lots of things.
Yeah, but where do we want to go this fall that we haven't done before? Because Cassie is a little bit too, how would you say, a little bit too high class when it comes to tent camping.
That's not just me.
What? This is your glamper. That's what people said.
When we first got married, I wanted to go camping, and we went and bought a tent, and
it rained. It rained on us.
Before it ever rained, you were disgruntled, and he's like, I hate camping in tents. And I was trying to do something fun, and now I hate tent camping also, though.
Okay, Cassie said it.
So
but
don't blame us all on me.
I asked for names, and people said Cassie's Glamper. It needs to be right there on the back or on the side somewhere. Cassie's Glamper.
That makes it all about me. It's not all about me.
We know that a lot of people aren't necessarily pleased with our toilet or our sleeping situation or the way we're doing this or the way we're doing that. Well, you know what? We don't even know how well it works because we haven't even went camping
But you know what's
in
funny?
it one time yet.
Those people telling us that have never even done this.
Oh yeah, they don't know.
So
I have done quite a bit of work. It's just a little bit at a time here and there. So what we're going to do today is get to work on the bus, and after that, we'll probably take you along outside. Cassie, check out the animals.
yeah, go look around, make sure everybody's good, see if there's any soap boxes for me to get on.
And I'm probably going to stay in the bus and not leave until it's done today. So that's... So Cassie did an awesome job, organized, cleaned, everything looks so much better.
There's still some things because Gary keeps making more mess.
Hey, it's a work site. It's a work site, all right? So I've got...
telling them so they don't say, give me this.
got my wires ran there, ran wires over here. And yes, I did have to make a mess, but the good news is that was the last hole I had to drill was to get my light fixture wire up here to this. So, like I said, I'm going to be in the bus all day. I'm going to stay here until the electric's done. I have it tested and it's good to go. But
He's not getting any supper either till it's done.
Cassie said I'm not getting any supper till it's done. So I'll at least get a break. I want to take a quick break, and while I do that, Cassie's going to take you guys outside and check on the animals. So I'm going to take a break from working on the schoolie and sit back, relax, grab a cold bottle of water, and play one of my favorite games, and that is June's Journey. June's Journey is a hidden object mystery game where the main protagonist, June Parker, takes you on a murder mystery story through the 1920s. One of the main reasons I want to tell you about June's Journey today is because of their initiative to partner with Green Game Jam. Green Game Jam is a gaming initiative that focuses on the environmental theme and inspires players to take action in the real world for the environment. This is the fourth time June's Journey is participating in the Green Game Jam. This year, June's Journey wants to inspire players to take small, impactful actions for the environment, whether it's planting a tree, doing recycling, or cooking a tasty recipe from leftovers. They believe that the very small actions matter. If you're interested in joining in on the Green Game Jam fun, you can download June's Journey for free right now. The link is going to be down in the description. And join the Harvest Festival. From September 9th to September 17th, you can participate in themed game events with a chance to win exciting rewards. From now until September 16th, players can participate in a real-life green activity, Seeds of Kindness. with a chance to win exciting rewards by sharing verified images of their actions. You can learn more by checking the link down in the description.
So while Gary's taking a break in there, I'm going to go walk around and look at the animals, because it's not every day that I get to go see the animals. So most of you are understanding. Most of you don't give me a hard time. But some people, I'm sure, are like, why does Gary always do the chores? And why is Cassie never out there? But not just is it that we have Little Bear. And a lot of people ask, who is Little Bear? Why do you call him that, and why can't we see him? He's our foster son. We can show 50% of his face, but we just do our best to show the back of his head or something, or not at all, because it just makes it tricky editing and all that. But not only, you know, am I in there with him sometimes, or taking him wherever he needs to go, but also I have school, and basketball hasn't started up yet, but after school basketball practice has. Also, Gary's on the farm every day, and he tries to get the chores done while we are at school and stuff. That way, when he gets home, it's all focused on the kids. What do they need to do? Do they have homework? Him and the boys have been going on bike rides lately, and they're really liking that. So the blessing of Gary getting to be home every day, hi Zena, is that he can do the chores early when we're not here. So he keeps me up to date on if there's anybody doing anything that I need to know about, animal wise. But anytime I get a chance, I like to come out here, look at the sheep. Tesla still sitting on that egg. All the other ducks have gotten up. Also, remember that video when I couldn't figure out where my blue duck was? I knew I had given my neighbor a duck, but I forgot it was the blue one. So that's how busy and crazy my head has been. So we got our one lone, this is really hard to do. If you've never done this, get a camera and try to point at something while looking in the camera. You can't figure out which way to go. We have our one lone duck, Rowdy, and then we got our sheep. This is their favorite tree. They love to hang out over here. Olive always looks pregnant. Look at her, she looked at me when I said her name. Even after having her baby, she looks, her babies, sometimes she has twins, sometimes she has singles, but she still looks pregnant. Compared to Dot, especially, which I think Dot is older. And then we have Lacey. There they are, so I say, which I'm not seeing all them. Still short, one white sheep. So she could be on the other side of this. That's where she came from, taking a pee. Where is she? One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I should have Dot, Lacey, and then Annie are all white. So I'm missing a sheep. Well, coming out here and looking around could turn into something else. I think Gary would tell me if I was missing a sheep. So we got Dot, is that Dot or is that Lacey? Looks fatter. I think that's Lacey. And then that's Annie Oakley. This is Benjamin. That is Lacey. So we're missing Dot, who is older and weaker. Hang on a second. Just when I was starting to panic. She's up here itching her booty on that trough, which that looks like Lacey. Oh, got a phone call. All right, just when I was starting to panic, actually I think that might be Lacey and that might be Dot. They're hard to tell apart because they're mother-daughter, and when they're shaved, Dot has a little dot on her front shoulder, But how I can tell them apart usually is Dot is older, a little leaner and thinner because she's getting old, and she's friendly, and she has a ripped ear. Yeah, this is Dot. Dot, you scared me for a second. You scared me for a second, Dot. So Dot was a bottle baby from the lady we got her from. So she's a little more friendly than my other sheep. Not very many of my sheep are actually come up and want to be petted, and I'm okay with that. I'd rather them not be in my back pocket knocking me down. So all the sheep are here. Let's peek in on the donkeys, and then turkeys are good and ducks are good. That was my dad that called. He's in town and wanted to see if Gary and I wanted to come eat lunch. So not gonna pass up that opportunity. So we'll check out. Bye, Dot. Don't scare me like that. She's barking at Sue the cat. Hey, leave Sue alone. Oh, it's Jingles. It's Jingles he's barking at. But what I was saying is, Dot is older, so that kind of got me worried, like if she had went down or something. So let's head over here, look at the donkeys, and then let me go tell Gary break's over because we're going to eat lunch. Hey, donkey donks. What you doing? What you doing, donkey donks? Hey, guys. Everybody doing all right? Everybody doing okay? Everybody looks like they're doing great. So, a little update on the donkeys. Hi, Benny. Hi, Benny. Yes, I have a ram named Benjamin, and I have a donkey named Benny. Hi, June. June's starting to look pregnant, but what I was going to say, the update on the donkeys, is my mom went and was visiting a friend who had donkeys. And she had a donkey who looked just like Patsy here, super fat. Mom said, same big belly. And she said, oh, is she pregnant? Cassie's donkey looks just like that, and she just keeps waiting on that baby. And the lady started laughing, and she said, no. She said, my male over there has been castrated, so there's no way she's pregnant because he can't do that anymore. She said, that is a grass belly. And Mom said, you've got to be kidding me. She was like, they can get that big? She said she knew I was going to be disappointed. But the good news about that is we've had Benny since May, and he's been running with the girls. So he should have at some point, if they were going to come in, because donkeys have a cycle, if they were going to come in, he should have covered them by now and done his job. So instead of having a baby in the next month or two, we're just going to have to wait because it takes 11 months. So I got 3 donkeys who were supposed to have been bred, and I'm pretty sure they're not. That's okay because we have Benny now, and Benny's going to do the job. So let's go in here and tell Gary it's time. Gary!
Yes?
Break's over.
What?
Dad called and wants to meet us at table 5.
Okay.
So
I said I couldn't leave the bus until I was done. You're gonna make me leave?
I'm gonna feed you lunch.
Okay. Well,
you work better.
Look at that outlet down there.
So you didn't break the whole time, just enough to get re-energized and make another mess.
Exactly. More messes. Well, we made it back from lunch, and I was pretty excited to get everything tested out here in the schoolie. Got all my plugins in. Mainly just wanted to get the breaker box on and then start testing one circuit at a time. But I'm having an issue, and I don't know exactly where my issue is, but I know somebody that might can help me out. I'm gonna say this too. We have a lot of power banks. You guys know that because we do tell people about them on different videos. Multiple times we've done it, and why do we do it? Well, one of the reasons is we know that we are going to go camping. We enjoy things like this, and we needed them, and this bus is going to be the main place where we use them long term. So we've got plenty of power banks. That's the good thing. The bad thing is whenever I turn on the power, so I'll kind of show you guys what I have going on here. I have my 30 amp RV plug. So I've got it plugged into one of my power banks, and it is feeding into, this is a little adapter because the 30 amp, it's either 125, 250. It, right here is what we feed into, and that's an inlet for power that comes up and powers my box. Well, after I'm plugging it in, I'm getting an error message on my power bank that basically says it's overloading. So I might not have everything wired up right. I get confused with the 30 amp, the 50 amp, the 200 volts or 240 versus 120 volts of power. And I thought I was doing a 30 amp with 2 legs, and that's what I had wired it in. But I don't know if I have it right or not. Obviously I don't, because it's not working. So I'm going to call in the big guns. If you don't know who I'm talking about, Derek from Stoked Living is a buddy of mine, and he is good with electrician. He's my go-to as far as questions go. He's also a great resource to check my work. So after I've done it, then I'm going to have him come in and check it. So if he can run by today, I'll contact him. If he can come by today, then we'll get Derek to look at it today. If not, it'll be another dep. But I have all the wiring and have all the outlets ran. So I'm going to grab Derek either at church tonight and have him run out here with me real quick, or whenever he has time to stop by. So I'm a little disappointed. I had my light plugged in right there. I was ready to start testing outlets one by one. Also have I have a little handy dandy tester right here. Klein Tools outlet tester, so you can test each individual outlet as well. It'll light up correctly if everything's done right. So I've got the tools to do it, but I'm not getting a good power. I'm not getting the power bank to stay on when I feed the power to the box, and so I want to have a second opinion. So that's it right now. I've got to go do a few chores and then get ready for church. Like I said, I'll send Derek a text and tell him I am in need. I need help, Derek. So we'll see when Derek can come. If it's on this video, you'll see it in a little bit. If not, it'll be another time. Behold the power of Google and searching and all things alike. I was able to figure it out. Woohoo! So that is that outlet right there. I think, go ahead and test this one. I think this one should be the outlet right behind us. Sometimes I get my wires crossed. I'll label it correctly once I get all done. Let's see here. There it is. So it's working. I'm gonna go through and check them all, but the problem was, you guys can see we're using 29 watts of output. So the problem is I was wiring a 50 amp plug and for 110 or for 220, and I should have been wiring it for 110. So once I disregarded the extra wire, since I'm only going to be able to do 110, I put a just kidding, I didn't get shocked. I put a wire cap over that. So the good news is that if we ever want to go from a 110 connection to a 220 connection, I already have the wire in the wall. The bad news is my power banks, they provide a 30 amp 110 power, and so I'm going to be using those primarily, so that's what I'm going to stick with for now. So that's shouldn't be an issue at all for what we need to run. The fridge, a few lights, an air conditioner, it should be able to run all of that off of one 30 amp 110. So yay, we have power. We have power. So I am thankful that I did get it figured out. At least I don't have to bother Derek. I know he might still come over. I'll mention it to him tonight at church, and I'm sure he'll drop by and check it out for me. He's, like I said, kind of a second layer of higher knowledge that I need. If you guys aren't familiar with Derek from Stoked Living, you guys go check out Stoked Living and tell him he might want to double check Gary's work on the schoolie, just in case. So now I needed to get all the chores done. We have church tonight, so I want to get all this knocked out and wrap everything up before church. So I know Cassie probably showed you some of the animals right out back earlier, so I'm not gonna bring you along for any of that when I feed them, but I do want to check in on the chicken that I have setting on eggs right now. So we'll bring you along. I want to see if she's being faithful, still on them or not. I think this is day number 4. And what does it take? 21 days, 24 days, 28? I'm not a crazy chicken man. I have to ask the crazy chicken lady how long it takes. But we'll check on her and see how she's doing along with the cows. So first look at the cows. I could tell how bad the flies were the other day. And there's one little horse fly trying to get on the back. But right across the top of their backs, there's almost no flies landing, and that's because they're getting under the rub and they're getting rubbed. Now I see flies on the underside on their bellies, but right upon the very arch of their back, like Salt almost has none at all. So it is working, and the rain the other day did kind of wash it off, but it's looking a lot better today. So flies, the one thing, I guess they serve a purpose in this world. It's like red wasp. What do they serve a purpose for? I know bees serve a purpose, but certain things that, man, you wish you could do without, but we can't. We got to deal with it. All right, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out, watch out. Watch out, Blackberry. Everybody wants a bite. I know, I know. There, one of you start. Next. So here's a perfect example. All the cows are getting to eat now, but here's a perfect example. There are 0 flies all the way up here, all the way down his back, and then down on his belly, on the steer, he has them. So that tells me that fly control is working great, except they can't really get that rub down on their belly. But if we can stop half the flies, 50%, then we're doing something. So we made it out to the overgrown chicken pen for the right reasons. And watch this, the chickens will come out of nowhere when I start throwing out scratch. They absolutely love getting in there, and no telling what they do as far as catching grasshoppers and bugs. All kinds of good stuff in there. But let's check on our hen. Uh-oh, she left the eggs. So this is the first time I've actually seen her off the eggs, which I know the chickens have to get off at some point. So I'm gonna go ahead and get the ones that do not have an X on them. And they still feel warm. So she just got off the eggs probably whenever I pulled up. But I'm gonna go through, grab the ones that are not hers to hatch, and leave the rest alone. Well, good news is the chicken was still keeping those eggs warm. Bad news is I found another chicken that did not make it. So I thought we'd got past it with all the heat more or less being over. Hey, get off of them. I'm not letting more than one chicken set. I already told you guys that. But one of Cassie's black hens was dead over by the trees. So unfortunately it happens. Usually it's in the hottest part of the summer, which we're coming out of the hottest part of the summer. But that's life. I'll have to tell Cassie about it now. So I think that's going to be it for the day. At least we were able to get something done on the bus. And coming up pretty soon, I don't know if you can see the door right over the pickup right here. Cassie's going to be painting that to install in the bathroom. So look forward to that. It shouldn't be too much longer. As always, here on Catching Up with the Walkers, we want to end with a prayer request. So if you would remember our friend Stacy, I can see her house right over in the distance. She's doing well, but as you guys know with cancer, it's a long journey and she just needs your prayers to continue. Also, if you have any prayer requests, leave them down in the comments. Also, don't forget about June's Journey and the Seeds of Kindness Challenge. That will be running until September 16th. The link is going to be down in the description with all the info. So we thank you guys so much for taking time out of your day to spend with us. We hope you have a great day, and God bless.